right now. He's got the quick time award. Let's see if he can pick up a heat race. Currently sitting second in the Amsoil National Sprint Car points. Headed into round number 10 here tonight, and we're getting ready to make it happen here at the Lakeside Speedway off of turn number 4. Danny Thoman, Brett Mellenbert going to bring him down to the green flag, and we are racing. Everybody looking for some real estate through 1 and 2 through the first time. And off of turn number 2, Thoman's going to show the way. Mellenbert sits second, Andretti third. Darlin to the inside of Schumann already. Watch it, Andretti gets it. Little crossed up in 3, keeps it on all 4 wheels. We stay green. So Darlin to the inside of Mellenbert. He'll slide up. Mellenbert tries to make the slider off of turn number 2. Not able to do it. Dave Darlin sits in that second spot. Meanwhile, Danny Thoman showing the way in the 27 car. He'll lead lap number 2. Dave Darlin trying to run down your leader. 1 car length off him if they make their way down turn number 2 right now. Casey Schumann sits in that 4th and final transfer spot. Darlin with a slider on the inside of Thoman. Thoman tries to battle back. Can't do it. Darlin out front. So Darlin showing the way here in heat race number 1. Very good run for Danny Thoman. He sits in that 2nd spot. Brett Mellenbert, 3rd. Casey Schumann right now. Not a lot of pressure from Jared Andretti for that 4th and final transfer spot. Mellenbert tries a big slider. Watch it. Got one upside down. We'll go red. Aaron Farney, the Brookston, Indiana youngster, up into the concrete. A small oil fire on the header. Safety personnel right there on the scene. So Farney having a tough go here in heat race number 1, his debut at the Lakeside Speedway. And race fans, what we like to see as the 15 pilot, Aaron Farney, climbs out under his own power. So Dave Darlin, one of the best ever to strap into a sprint car, finds himself out front here, just shy of halfway in heat race number 1. Let's watch him off turn number 4. And he picks the throttle up, and we're back at it. So again, that battle for that 4th and final transfer spot. Andretti going to look to the inside of Schumann through the middle of 1 and 2. Unable to do it. In fact, he'll lose about 4 car lengths down the back straightaway. Now Schumann putting some pressure on the South Dakota driver. Mellenbert hits the bump over there, unloads the car. That'll cost him a spot. Brett battles back. Mellenbert racy here at Lakeside. He's going from 2nd to looking to the inside of Thoman. Puts a slider on him. He gets the job done. So the South Dakota driver finds himself 2nd. Danny Thoman looking to the inside. He has been impressive here so far in heat number 1. As now he'll drop back to that 4th spot. Jared Andretti going to look to the inside of the 27. But the Missouri driver holding on to the transfer spot will have 2 to go at the line. Meanwhile, Dave Darlin checked out here in heat race number 1. Andretti muscles his way past the 27 machine, and he'll take over that transfer spot. So full contact racing, and gets on the bike over in 1 and 2, puts it back down. Scary moments for the Mooresville, North Carolina driver. Meanwhile, white flag in the air for Dave Darlin. 1 more lap around Lakeside. Mellenbert in 2nd, Schumann 3rd. Battle right now for that 4th and final transfer spot between Andretti and Thoman. Schumann to the inside for that 2nd spot. Meanwhile, Dave Darlin, he picks it up. Quick time heat race win. Battle for the 2nd spot at the line. Too close to call. Jared Andretti picks up that 4th and final transfer spot. And I believe Dave Darlin picking up the win. Brett Mellenbert comes home 2nd. Casey Schumann 3rd. And Jared Andretti 4th. So race fans, put your hands together for Dave Darlin picking up the first heat race here tonight. And take a look in your pockets. If you're missing. And they're on the hammer. Good, clean start. We're off and racing here in heat number 2. And go 3, maybe almost 4 wide into turn 1 and 2 on the break. Kevin Thomas Jr. trying to work the middle of the speedway. Chase Stockin digging on the bottom. We'll go 3 wide into turn number 3. Here comes Chase Stockin. Stockton slides up. Stockton sort of is one of the fifth spot. He'll lead him by lap number 1. So Stockton out front. Kevin Thomas sits second. Brady Bacon now third. Battle right now between Kitchen and Shriver for that fourth and final transfer spot. So we'll work lap number 2 this time by, and it is Jay Stockton showing the way. So your front three have got some distance over the rest of the field, but still a good battle for that fourth and final transfer spot. Quite a few guys still right there together. Meanwhile, Bacon trying to figure out what to do with Thomas for that second spot. Now the 11 of Ryan Kitchen's got a little breathing room over the fifth place running machine right now is the 90 of Riley Kreisel. Halfway, 4 down, 4 to go here in heat race number 2. Brady having a little problems over there in the middle of 2, and he'll lose all types of distance. So Kitchen sits fourth, Kreisel fifth. Right now, the sixth spot is Shriver. Potter seventh. And the 8 machine Wingate rounds out your field. Everybody pretty much stretched out right now here in heat race number 2. Starting getting into the closing laps. I believe we will see the white flag next time by for the Elizabethtown, Indiana driver, Chase Stockton. And we'll see the white flag, in fact, 1 to go. Bacon starting to reel in Thomas for that second spot. Meanwhile, the gap for the transfer spot now getting a little bit closer. Now a car length, 2 car lengths between the 11 and the 90. Keep your eyes on those two. Pair of young drivers trying to get into the Weld Racing Spring Classic. Chase Stockton, your winner. Thomas second. Bacon third. Here we go through 3 and 4 for the final time. It's going to be Kitchen and Kreisel off turn number 4 at the line. It's the 11. Ryan Kitchen getting the job done. Gets into the big show. So Ryan Kitchen gets the fourth and final transfer spot. Brady Bacon comes home third in the 69. Kevin Thomas Jr., your runner-up in the 17. And race fans, put your hands together for your current point leader, the Superior Tank and Trailer. Number 32 out of Elizabethtown, Indiana, Chase Stockton. Good, clean start off turn number 4 this time. It looks good. Green flags in the air. We're back at it. Tracy Hines dives to the bottom of turns 1 and 2, hugs the inside of Lakeside. And it pays off as they come off of turn number 2. Tracy Hines goes to the front spot. The Carolina Nut Company, number 4, John Stambro now trying to make a move as well in the 81. Lap number 1 in the books this time. Hines out front, Stambro in second, and then you got a big Hornet's Nest third on back. Guys going at it. Still a pair of 24s there. As it's Landon Simon now into the third spot, and that's going to bump Ricky Stengel back to that transfer spot. So Stengel on the bump right now. Warren Johnson outside looking in along with Robert Bell. Still a long way to go here, not even close to halfway. Tracy Hines, meanwhile, looking good here in heat race number 3. I'll be halfway this time by the Newcastle, Indiana driver. Comfortable gap over John Stambro. About the same distance between him and Landon Simon. Ricky Stengel in the 24X right now holds on to that transfer spot. The 42, Warren Johnson, within striking distance, about 6 car lengths down the back straightaway. John Carney gets a little crossed up, but we stay green. as we'll have 2 to go at the line. Battle now once again heating up for that transfer spot. Warren Johnson putting some pressure on Ricky Stengel. Meanwhile, Tracy Hines at a zip code amongst himself here in heat race number 3 as we'll see the white flag. 1 lap to go. Stambro sits second. Landon Simon third. Still a good battle for that fourth and final transfer spot. In fact, Hines will slip past Steve Thomas, putting him a lap down. He's got to get through 3 and 4 for the final time. And he will. Tracy Hines picks up the heat race win. John Stambro comes home second. Landon Simon third. And the fourth and final transfer spot is going to go to the 24X of Ricky Stengel. So Warren Johnson comes home in fifth, 1 spot short. Sixth will go to John Carney. Or excuse me, John Helm. John Helm comes home sixth. Robert Bell seventh. And the 8th spot, Steve Thomas. So your 4 moving on. Ricky Stengel comes home in the 4th spot. 3rd spot goes to the 24 of Landon Simon. Your runner-up, John Stambro, and the 81. And race fans, put your hands together for the driver of the Carolina Nut Company, number 4, Tracy Hines. Are out. Moore and Stevens will bring the field to life this time off of turn number 4. Looking for a good side-by-side start at the cone. And looks like we've got it. Green is in the air, and we're at it in heat race number 4. On the break, look at that. Chris Parkinson goes to the top side of turn number 2. Your defending Impact Award champion out front here at Lakeside as he will work them through 3 and 4 for the first time. But here comes Big Daddy Chris Wyndham up to the 2nd spot. Gives it right back, though, to C.J. Leary. So Chris Parkinson looking good at the Jesse Hockett Racing entry. So the driver out of Missouri trying to claim one for the local boys here in heat race number 4. He's out front, but C.J. Leary's on the hammer in the 30 machine. Robert Blue third. Chris Wyndham sits in the 4th spot right now. Josh Stevens on the outside looking into the 0-9. So Chris Parkinson right now, very impressive here in heat race number 4. Still holds on to that lead, but here comes C.J. Leary. Let's watch him in 1 and 2. Leary with a slider. Parkinson going to look to battle back, unable to answer the move by Leary. He'll drop to 2nd. Meanwhile, here comes the madman, Robert Blue, in the 3rd spot to the back bumper of the 75 of Parkinson. Blue now to the 2nd spot. Parkinson still doing a whale of a job. He holds on to the 3rd spot. Chris Wyndham, very comfortable gap between him and 5th place running Stevenson's lap starting to wind down here. Michael Moore sits 6th. I believe 7th spot, Clyde Nipp, Scott Comstock in the 8th spot. Meanwhile, C.J. Leary, impressive here at Lakeside, making his first start. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. He's going to work his way past Comstock on the 41. Dropping him a lap down. Blue will go to the outside as well. So Leary really working the top side of turn number 3. He'll diamond the corner off, try to sneak by. Watch it here. Woo! He'll pick it up. Blue holds on to the 2nd spot. Great run for Chris Parkinson. He comes home 3rd, and the 4th spot is Chris Wyndham. So Chris Wyndham comes home with the 4th spot. He will move on. Got to tip the hat to the 75 machine. Great run for Chris Parkinson. He goes to the A main with a 3rd place finish. The madman, Robert Blue, comes home 2nd. And race fans, put your hands together for your final heat race winner out of Greenfield, Indiana, the number 30 of C.J. Leary. And I believe coming up next will be the first of blue. John Stambro will be row number 2. The Macho Man, Brady Bacon, Dave Darlin, row number 3. Aaron Farney, Kevin Thomas Jr., Casey Schumann to the outside of him. C.J. Leary got a good lineup this time off turns number 4. It's showtime! USAC, Amsoil National Sprint Car, A-Main. Field will work the way into 1 and 2 for the first time on the break. Tracy Hines will show the way of the 4 car down the back straightaway. Everybody gets through 1 and 2. Good clean start. Let's see if we can get through 3 and 4. Get a lap in the book. Looks like we're going to Tracy Hines out front in the 4. So Tracy Hines setting your early pace here at Lakeside. Chase Stockton 6 second. Robert Ballou, Brady Bacon, Dave Darlin, John Stambro. That's your front 6 single file right now as we'll work lap number 2 of 30 this time by. So everybody pretty much using the top side of Lakeside here early in the A-Main as Hines a comfortable advantage over Stockton. Ballou and Brady Bacon now starting to put some pressure on him. Once again, the battle heating up for the second spot. Ballou puts all 4 above the cushion and turns 1 and 2, trying to make something happen, putting some pressure on Stockton. He'll lose some distance as they work their way in 3 and 4. Here comes the Macho Man to the inside, unable to close the deal with Ballou. Drops back to 4th. So your front 6 remain the same, starting to really push the cushion going into turn 1 here. Meanwhile, Tracy Hines out front. We'll check the advantage over Chase Stockton. 1.09 that time by. So a second lead for Hines. Stockton sits second. Ballou is 3rd. Bacon is 4th. Dave Darlin right now sits in that 5th spot. Lap traffic going to start to play a factor here. We'll work lap number 6. Robert Ballou really starting to put some pressure on Chase Stockton for that runner-up spot, as he will put it to the top side of Lakeside over in 3 and 4. Chase shuts the door. Meanwhile, lap traffic looming for your leaders. Here goes Ballou around the top side of Stockton. So the madman, Robert Ballou, goes to that 2nd spot through 1 and 2. Sets his sights on Tracy Hines. Here comes the madman. Ballou top side around Tracy Hines. Give the lead to Robert Ballou, the Rockland, California driver this time by. Brett Mellenbert out of the event in the 97. Meanwhile, Ballou up top. Big, fast racetrack. The type tracks Ballou really excels at, and he finds himself out front as we will work lap number 9, almost closing in on the 3rd of the way mark. So Ballou on the move now, really starting to stretch out his lead over Chase Stockton. Tracy Hines still holds on to that 3rd spot. Brady Bacon runs 4th. Dave Darlin 5th. Stambro is in the 6th spot, as we'll have 10 down this time by. Darlin and Hines going at it. Here comes Brady Bacon. Darlin once again trying to take over that 3rd spot. Meanwhile, Robert Ballou has set sail here at Lakeside. Comfortable lead over Chase Stockton. 3.3 that time by for the madman. So Ballou trying to pick up his 3rd feature win in 2015 right now on cruise control. Chase Stockton 2nd. Hines still holding on to 3rd. Bacon 4th. Darlin 5th. Now Kevin Thomas sneaks into that 6th spot. First time we've seen him in the top 6. So Robert Ballou really taking it to the top side here at Lakeside. And it is checking out on the field. 5.1 second advantage. Closing in on the halfway. Back next time by, we'll see cross flags. So still Hines in third, Bacon in fourth, Darlin in fifth. Kevin Thomas still holding on to sixth. Meanwhile, Robert Ballou going to be your leader at halfway. Things getting a little dicey there between Landon Simon and Jared Andretti. We stay green. So almost, in fact, it is a full straightaway advantage over Ballou. Closing in on 5 seconds, the gap between your leader and second place running Stockton. Brady Bacon still pressuring Tracy Hines. Darlin starting to slip a little bit. Kevin Thomas now putting pressure on Darlin for that fifth spot. So Robert Ballou out front. Really good through the center of 1 and 2. Once again, work on the top side. Going to put a couple more cars a lap downhill. In fact, almost tried to split them off turn number 4. As he'll try to work his way past the Iowa driver, Mike Moore. 42 machine out of the event. Warren Johnson to the infield. His night is done. So Ballou streaks by the line. That's lap number 19 in the books. And we got problems. Tracy Hines. Solidly in the top 5. Did not see what happened, but Tracy goes around. Lap. So Robert Ballou gets a big race start. All those lappers between him and Chase Stockton. And he's already got a big lead down the back straightaway. And this will be lap number 19. So Robert Ballou right now in a zip code amongst himself here at Lakeside. 10 to go at the line. 20 down, 10 to go for Robert Ballou. Brady Bacon now starting to put some pressure on Chase Stockton for that second spot. Stockton will go inside of Farney, the lap car. He will clear him off turn number 2, giving him 1 car cushion over Bacon. Bacon will try to do the same in 3 and 4. In fact, he will slip past Farney. So Stockton and Bacon right there together. Best battle on the racetrack. Dave Darlin 4th, Kevin Thomas 5th, John Stambro rounds out your top 6. Meanwhile, it is all Robert Ballou out front. He works lap number 22. That time by 8 laps left here at Lakeside. So here goes the Macho Man to the inside of Chase Stockton. They battle for the second spot, unable to clear him with a slider. That will allow Chase to sneak 4 or 5 car lengths now down the back straightaway. Got the lapped car of Parkinson. Chase will put a slider on him. Once again, putting 1 car buffer between him and third place running Brady Bacon. Meanwhile, lead almost half a track for Robert Ballou. It's 24 down. Next time by, we'll have 5 laps to go. Next time by, 5 to go for Robert Ballou. So Ballou in heavy lap traffic, second and third place running Stockton and Bacon. Clean racetrack in between them. So we all have 25 laps completed. 5 laps to go for the madman, Robert Ballou. So the 12 machine absolutely on a rail here. Trying to seal the deal and pick up tonight's Weld Racing Spring Classic. Battle for second. Bacon going to put a slider on Stockton. Clears him. Stockton back by trying to on the inside. Wheel to wheel off at turn number 2. Chase Stockton not going to give it up. Holds on to that second spot. Meanwhile, Robert Blue just having his way with the field here tonight. He will have 2 laps to go this time by. 2 laps to go for the Madman. He'll put it into turn number 1. Meanwhile, off at turn number 4, there is your second place runner, Stockton. Brady Bacon holding on to the 3rd spot. Darlin 4th, Kevin Thomas 5th. Meanwhile, white flag going to be in the air this time by for Robert Ballou. 1 lap to go here at Lakeside. Ballou puts it up on the top side of 1 and 2 for the final time. He'll clear Jared Andretti. He'll work the number 12 machine through 3 and 4 one last time. Down to the checkered flag. Your winner in the return to Lakeside, Robert Ballou in the 12 machine. Second place will be Chase Stockton off of turn number 2. Brady Bacon will come home in the 3rd spot. Dave Darlin 4th, and unofficially in the 5th spot will be Kevin Thomas Jr. Race fans, did you like what this guy did here at the Lakeside here tonight? Robert, man, I know you love these big, fast racetracks. Put on an absolute show here tonight. You were at a zip code all by yourself. I know that's how you like to do it.
You know, this is a place we've been joking this last 6 months when they put this on the schedule. 50-50 here. I've either won or junked a race car in turn 3 every time I've been here. And the last time we were here, we didn't win. And, you know, so I'm trying to stay up on top of this leaderboard. The only way I can beat Dave Darlin in wins before he retires is if I keep on winning. And every couple nights he just gets one back up with me. So, you know, that's my goal. I thank all you fans for your hard-earned money coming out here and spending it on us. And, you know, this track promoter, you know, he could have called this show. You know, there's places flooded here in the infield. And, you know, they did whatever they had to do. It wasn't ideal track conditions, but, you know, place the other night, they called it. So, you know, hats off to that guy. You know, obviously he put his, you know, money on the line. And hopefully we give you guys a good enough show. We were a little too tight tonight. But, you know, there's one guy tonight gave me a little fire under my butt to do this. Michael Dutcher back there, he owns the Kevin Thomas race car. Told me I was a fat, you know what, when I was taking a pill draw for eating a couple chips. And I said, you know, before the middle of summer, when we get these big black slick racetracks, this side bite that I've got here hanging on me, where his driver's a little skinny guy, we'll need this. So, you know, this is what one's for him. And, you know, these Conroy bleeders worked great tonight. We picked us up a new set, and, you know, obviously they're doing their job just fine. So, you know, I got to thank Donut Racing Engines, Maxim Chassis, Butler Built Seats, Blake Lee Auto. You know, this is a 2006 Maxim, and obviously it's shown to do its job. Alloy Wheel Repair, MPHG Promotions, Mass Industrial, Pro Source for doing all their hard work with the hard charger, spending their money, you know, and, you know, for all these fans and all these supporters, you know, we just thank you. And Derek By, the one guy that helps me, I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for him.
Now, I know you got some brand new Madman t-shirts back there at the trailer. You stick around and sign a couple autographs here tonight?
Oh, yeah, we'll be here all night. So anybody wants to come down, sit in the car, any of the kids, come on down.
How about it, race fans? Robert Ballou, the Madman, picks up the win here tonight. The great season continues on. Nobody ever likes being second, but in the grand scheme of, I don't want to talk about point racing yet, but tell you what, you're doing your job here on this trip, and that was a heck of a battle with you and Brady there towards the end.
Yeah, we're definitely glad to bring home the Superior Tank and Trailer 32 in second. We've been second quite a bit this year, which if we can't win, we definitely like to be the first loser. So, no, we had a pretty decent car tonight on this racetrack. It's a little bit rougher than what my car likes, but, you know, we just got to try to fine-tune that thing, get it a little bit better for rough, and we should be in contention on some of these.
I'll tell you what, the maturity of you just keeps getting impressive. You just start cranking out these podium finishes, and great job tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Race fans, Chase Stockton out of Elizabethtown, Indiana, comes home second. Pretty sure he will retain the AMSOIL National Sprint Car point lead. After not a lack of effort here tonight in the Hoffman number 69, Robert, he was way out there in front of you, but you and Chase, man, really won at it and came up a little bit short. But all in all, good night. I know come home third on the podium.
Yeah, the racetrack was kind of something we don't ever see. It was a little odd, just black slick on the bottom and then real rough and heavy on the top. We weren't expecting that at the beginning of the night, but yeah, I apologize to Tracy there. I slid him and kind of got bounced off the cushion and just barely got him, and he was in the slick, and it didn't take much to turn him around. Yeah, the lap cars were kind of a little sketchy tonight sometimes. Or at the end when I slid Chase, I had that one in between us, and I just didn't want to crash, but Chase got back by us. But glad to get third. It was kind of I could have ended bad a couple times tonight, especially in that heat race in turn one. But thanks for everyone for coming out, and I always liked coming here, and glad we got to come back.
Now, I'm not going to call the guys that spin the wrenches on 69 cars old, but they're not spring chickens. And I tell you what, yeoman job. They come all the way out here and, as always, give you just a great piece.
Yeah, they work harder than anybody. They, go over that car with a fine-tooth comb every week. So, hats off to them. And Mean Green for helping us get up and down the road and all the other sponsors. And, their efforts second to none. I'm just glad I get to drive it.
How about it, race fans? The Macho Man, Brady Bacon, comes home third here tonight at Lakeside.
Oh, we got the winner here with the USAC race at Lakeside tonight, Robert Ballou. Robert, I have to agree with the fan that was just here, man. You are one fun guy to watch. Got to see you down at East Bay. You picked up, I think, your first win down there of the year for the USAC, and then get this one here. But what I got to ask you is, what enticed you to get up on that high side? Did you see something? I mean, during warm-up, did you get up here and find something, or what happened?
Well, it was a little rough and choppy, when you slid up to it, and I rolled around there, and it felt smoother the higher you got, and normally it's not necessarily the case. And normally when the cushion gets blowed up there, it gets dry underneath. It might not hold you. Yeah. It seems like since the last time we were here about 5 years ago, I don't know what they did since the flood, but it seemed like they put a little more bank on the entry of 3 and maybe a little more on the entry of 1, and it just was the smoothest place for me. My race car was a little bit too tight, and it was the only place I knew where to go.
Something else that kind of got me, you had 2 or 3 real narrow escapes. In fact, one of them was on a yellow flag. That guy almost flipped over right in front of you.
Yeah, the USAC officials were telling me to get back in front of me. It was a lap car, and he was supposed to be in between me and the second place car or something. And I was trying to catch him, and he was trying to race, I guess, and about turned one over there and collected me with him. So
on the yellow flag, not even during the race.
Oh, yeah.
That was crazy, but, I have to admire you guys because I know this is not a real high-dollar team, and like you said down at East Bay, you got to win to keep this deal going. So, man, you got to be proud of doing that.
Yeah, we've got the help that we got, tremendous, but these motors are expensive, these cars are expensive, and it only takes about 30 seconds to, junk one and then start all over from scratch. I helped the Farney family next door, and, Aaron, he's coming along real fast, and, he was top 6 in qualifying tonight, and, that's tough to do with these USAC boys, and he's pretty consistent, and he got turned over there in the heat race and came back and, put on a pretty good show. And, Derek By, the guy helps me every night. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be racing. We both work about 60, 70 hours a week, and it's all we can do to get our race cars ready for the races. And, we pulled our Carl Kinzer tradition again tonight. We didn't run worth a damn the night before, and didn't wash it off, just wiped it down. And we'll have to give her a bath this week since she did good tonight.
2006 chassis Maxim?
Yes, sir. I traded a guy a Triple X frame for it a few years back, and it just keeps on ticking.
It's quite a story, that's all I can say. But I admire you guys for what you do. Out here with I'm sure there's some really high-dollar teams out here running and being able to compete. But Robert, congratulations on a great win here tonight at Lakeside.
Thank you very much.